Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Fish Tank. I am Cole, and welcome to the 2024 MLC Porsche Build-Off and Pay It Forward giveaway. Today, we are working on this Porsche 356, and it's going to turn out a lot different than you might think. Let's jump into it. Alright guys, let's jump into this. So as you see here, the car is already stripped and somewhat polished. And to some of you, it might look kind of beat up because we put a Dremel tool to this and we went to town. Because the overall plan for our car is to make it a barn find. Nothing fancy, nothing nice. We're changing it up this year because the last couple of years, if you don't remember, we went pretty nice for our builds. So I thought, let's change it up. So guys, we're going to jump right into this. So our paint job is going to consist of a lot of layers, and this is the first layer that's going to go on. So what you're pretty much going to do is you're going to grab your cap, you're going to spray your paint into said cap, and you're going to grab, pardon my language, but the crappiest brush you can find, and you're just going to plop it on. Doesn't have to look good, and it's not gonna look good, mind you. The first couple steps, they never look good. It's just how it is, and it's how the effect's gonna happen. So what I'm doing here is I'm gonna plate this on, and I'm gonna let it sit for probably exactly 2 minutes after I'm done. And when I do that, I'm gonna grab a rag and just wipe off the wet residue, and whatever comes off, and that's what I want to happen. So guys, if you are curious while this is going on at the moment, the code word for today's video is going to be Pay It Forward 24. So what that's going to get you is the ability to apply for the giveaway, because this car has to be given away, and that is our keyword for this year. It's Pay It Forward 24. So if you enter that in the comments, you have the chance to win this cool car. After step 1 of our crazy process is done, this is pretty much what you're going to get. It's not perfect, and like I said, it's not going to be. So what I'm going to do next is I'm pretty much just going to fill in some detail with this different brown primer. And honestly, I have no idea why I did this, but I guess it made it thicker in spots because I ended up, I won't even lie to you guys, after I did this, I realized this is kind of a stupid idea, and I just put it on the, on my little paint clips on the stand like everyone else has. I forget what we call those, but I put it on there, and I just sprayed a whole coat of that primer that you see in your far right on the car, because I thought, if we're layering this, let's just do it right. I know it's going to look kind of nice, but in the end, it's not going to matter because we're going to make it look like crap anyway. So what was the point of me doing this? I just wanted to show it anyways because you can do it this way, but it is easier just to coat it with the primer. Just saying. So like I said, this is the final result. I just painted it, and for the third time I'm going to say this, it's not perfect, but this is how I want it to look. It's kind of like all over the place. It's wet, it's uneven. It's honestly perfect. It's what I really wanted, and I'm very happy with the result. And if you guys can see there, you can see all the grinded off metal that I did get off the car, which is very cool. So now I'm gonna do something that I thought would be interesting, is to show a little paint, a little color. You know, every old rusty car always does show a little bit of paint, not too much. So I went with this this orange because, for a couple of reasons. To be honest, I don't know if this car actually came in orange, and I wanted to stand out a little bit. Plus, I feel like it would work as a defect for like rust if it didn't work anyway. So it was like a win-win anyway. So in the end, you can see it, but barely, and that was the point. So this is layer like probably 4 right now, and it's turning out pretty freaking cool if you ask me. So now we're going to move on to our powders. So this was like a 4 or 5 process thing I did. So it wouldn't really show the first couple times I clear coated it. So I used a what do you call it? It's like a canvas clear coat. It's my favorite clear coat. It's a matte clear coat for this process. So I did that 4 or 5 times, and it finally came out about the 5th time I sprayed it, and that is our final result for our body. It was a bit of a process, but honestly, it was worth it in the end because it just looks so dang cool. So, like I said, this is how it turned out. It's pretty cool, but it's one of those cars that there's a lot of detail that you can't really see on camera. But if you saw the car up close, you'd be like, wow, this looks really close to something that you would find in like a barn or in the middle of a field, which was the honest thought and goal of this car. And I looked up on the internet. This car does rust, so that was a cool thing. And now I went with kind of a similar wheel that Porsche put on this, but I did a spin with it. So I put white walls on it because I wanted it to stick out to the paint a little bit, so it shows. And also, I feel like a white wall will give it more of like a classy look. So I hope you guys agree with that as well, because I think it looks pretty cool. And these came off of an old, I believe it was a Johnny Lightning that we stole these wheels off of. And the car was beat up, and I was like, the wheels are perfect for this project. Excuse me. So that's what I did. And as you see there, we put a couple dots of glue, and it was good to go, and it does roll, just so you know. So that's like I was saying, those are the white walls on it. I think it looks cool. We also did the details. So you did your headlights, your hood covers, and then your taillights, and also your door handles. It wasn't too much, but you know how it is, guys. You put those details on, it makes your car stand out so much more than if you didn't do it before. So now I did fill in the details. So we went with a yellow for the headlights, and a red Sharpie with the taillights. I feel like the Sharpie just makes it stand out so much more. And for the little hood clips, I went with a copper that I really like. That's an old school paint. And now we just went with our yellow Testoliums. They're both Testoliums, and then obviously a Sharpie for the rear. But like I was saying, I think Sharpie is just the best rear colored paint because it shines, it has a gloss to it, and it just looks good. So now that everything is ready to go and done, we are finalizing our car like we always do, especially for a giveaway car. And how we do that is we put our decal on the bottom. I know a lot of you do that to signify that it's your car, and it's a great idea because I do it too. And that is pretty much it, guys. I mean, after this, we're gonna put the car together, and we're gonna see what we started with and what we finished with.
Meanwhile, back in the fish tank.
Alright, guys, so if you remember, this is what we started with. It was a pretty cool little 356, and it was a perfect little casting. It was a mainline casting I got a couple years ago, and I found it in a box, believe it or not, and I was like, this is a cool option. I mean, some people do them, but they're never done the way I think I did it today. And if there is some examples out there of you guys that built the 356 like this, the rusty with the nice wheels, let me know because I would love to see what you guys have. And guys, that doesn't just go for this kind of car. It goes for any car. If you guys are curious or you want my opinion on something, please DM me on Instagram. It's at Cuda Diecast Customs, or you can email me at cudacole@gmail.com. So if you guys have anything you want to talk about, please hit me up, and I'm more than willing to talk to you and answer questions or do whatever you need. But guys, this is what we started with, and let's go see what we finished with, because I personally know it's pretty cool, and I hope you guys do as well. Let's go see what we did. Here it is, guys. This is what we did for our build. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy everyone else's video. I do like doing this event. It's always for a great cause. Always have a good time, and everyone else is always really fun when it comes to this. So, Andrew, before I go on, thank you very much for putting on this event again, my friend. It's always a blast, and I'm always willing to share our builds with the world and get our names out there. So thank you very much, friend, and I look forward to talking to you soon. So guys, let's talk about the car. So what we did here is we completely aged this car, probably 50 years on top of its age. It's an old car as it is, but now it looks like it's been sitting in frickin' 2x2's field for the last 55 years, and it's starting to rot, and the paint's gone, and there's a lot of sun damage. And if you guys see that little hole that looks like a bullet hole, I was trying to tap this car and I went a little too far, so that honestly just helped me figure out what I was going to do with this car, and it was a win-win. So we did put exhaust on it, we did do the details, and obviously we put the white walls with the SoMo rims, which looks fantastic. Guys, thank you very much for stopping by the fish tank. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the car. Remember, it's Pay It Forward 24 to enter to win. We'll be drawing on this following Monday. So stay tuned, and thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to watch everyone else's videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.